And no one talks about the effect that marathon training has on your hormones as a woman.
I think I got in my head about time goals and pace. We're back. Okay, we're going to the expo. Hello everyone, welcome back to our community. It is a part 2 of prepping for the New York City Marathon. If you missed part 1, that was the last vlog. And then part 3 should be the race day vlog. Let's start this week off strong. So my mood's feeling better. I had a crazy PMS situation. Pretty sure I have PMDD. That is something to deal with post-marathon. But so the mood stuff is gone and I'm feeling great. However, I do feel physically a little under the weather. So it's making me a little nervous. I feel like I have some swollen glands. I think it's from just the weather changing and kind of the come down from training. So I'm really just gonna try to take it easy this week. We just gotta get to Sunday. But let's kick this off with a little unboxing. I've been using these Shox Open Run Pro 2 headphones, the orange color, for a while now, and I'm obsessed with them because my AirPods die on me on my really long runs. So these have an amazing charge. They're meant for racing. They've never died on me. And they sit behind your ears so you can still hear, you know, during the race, like the crowds and the cheering and everything, but the volume is still so loud that when I've gone for my long runs in them, I forget that my ear's open, but yet I still hear the breeze and it's weird. It's incredible. I lost those and they were gifted to me. So I was like, seriously, now I have to buy them. But the orange color was kind of bothering me. So you know what? Whatever. Treat ourselves to these. I don't know if I was given the minis. Let's see. I bought the minis. It's just the size and I figured I have a small head. Oh, they're really small. Shit. But Jenna Hong here on YouTube told me she has the minis. Oh, perfect. So the reason they're great, because I also have had the Bose headphones where they sit on your ear, but because this kind of lays on your neck, it just ensures that this piece is in the right place. Because if you're gonna have open ear headphones, they really need to be sitting in the right spot for volume purposes. So I gotta try these on a run just to make sure that the size and everything is right. Because otherwise I'll run to Best Buy and return them and swap them for the other size, but these look good to me. So we'll just try them out. I'm gonna charge them up. Another thing I got in the mail is fabric tape and I'm waiting for the letters to come. I got the iron-on letters from Amazon to put on my shirt because they say if you put your name on your shirt, everyone's cheering for you when you need it most. It's great. And as a spectator, I always cheered for people with their names on their shirt because I knew that's why they had their names on the shirt. They wanted to be cheered for. But I got fabric tape so that instead of ironing it on and ruining my bandage shirt, Katie on TikTok, I'll post her here, said that she used fabric tape and it worked perfectly. So instead of ironing them on, just kind of cutting the tape. And then I also got a portable charger because I have to take a bus there at 5:45, which means I'll probably get there around 7:30, 8 maybe. And I don't run till 11 a.m. So I'll be making TikToks and I don't want to worry about my phone battery because it already sucks as it is. So I got a phone charger that then you put in the e-waste bucket. So that's all the stuff I got. I'm supposed to run 2 miles today and do strength and I'm going to, but I'm feeling under the weather. So I'm just going to wait a little, do that in a few hours. I'm just feeling nervous. My race day anxiety, it's here. And my anxiety is more so stemming from wanting to feel good so badly on race day. And the fact that I'm feeling a little under weather has been stressing me out, but I'm trying to really lean into where your energy goes, your energy flows. Wait, where your attention goes, you get the point. And I'm just not feeling great, but I'm trying to focus on you're gonna be great by Sunday. Psst, taking all the vitamin C, everything always works out, right? Okay, I'm drinking my beta-alanine and electrolyte beverage. You already know if you've been around for a while. I needed to shout this out. I'm gonna be wearing this on Friday too because I was invited to a shakeout run, so they sent me an entire outfit. The only thing I'm wearing right now that's from that outfit is this, but I will be living in this, and it's definitely something that you can't miss. So I'm just warning you that you're gonna be seeing a lot of this because it is perfect for the weather right now. It's like low 60s, high 50s, so it's not freezing, but it's definitely not warm, so this is just perfect. So I'm gonna head over to the gym, post up there, work from there, go for a 2-mile run, get my strength in, and kind of just do that throughout the day. A little work, little workout, little work. Starting to come alive. It's already 10 a.m., but my Mondays are way slower these days because my Saturday long runs, and I'm fine with that because I know I get my shit done. That's why corporate life is so stupid. It's why are you forced to sit there from 9 to 5 when you might be more productive if you sat there from 11 to 4 and just got everything done, you know? Although I do end up working late. So anyhow, let's go.
Hello. I feel like I went MIA yesterday, because I kind of did. You know, I won't bore you with it because I feel as though I talk about my period a lot on here, but that's because what I will say is I feel like no one talks about the effect that marathon training has on your hormones as a woman. And maybe not everyone is affected by it, but I would find that really hard to believe because it is a lot of stress on your body, and I think that I thought that I would be maybe like immune to that because my plan was relatively easy. But no, I think regardless, you know, I've never run 20 miles on one weekend and 21 the next in my life, so it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure I have PMDD. I think I already said that. I struggled with PMS for like over a week, and now I'm still dealing with hormonal anxiety during. And I also think it's just a lot of race day energy, anxiety, build up. Like, it's been a lot. I could not focus on anything yesterday other than the race. I just worked from home. I did go for a 2-mile run, but then I felt under the weather, so I actually didn't do my strength workout. I think I'm done on strength. I'm gonna do core and mobility today because that's what's on my agenda, and that's something I can do on my mat at home, like a YouTube video, no equipment. So I'm gonna stick to that kind of stuff and a couple of like 3-mile runs this week. But other than that, like, I'm resting because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Another thing I thought I wouldn't experience because I didn't feel like I went that hard, but I just feel a little under the weather. So we are resting. But I tried the shocks on my run yesterday. They were perfect. And then I did get my sweatsuit in the mail for race day morning that I'm gonna donate. I just got like a set from Amazon. So I need to try that on a little later just to make sure it's warm and fits. But it is 10 a.m. and I've just been doing client work all morning because I procrastinated so much yesterday and ended up working late. Completely my fault. But I was so distracted, like, with marathon stuff and telling people where to stand on Sunday. It's just, you get so antsy and anxious. You know when you have like a trip coming up and it's impossible to work because you're focused on the trip? It's like that. But I got a lot of work done last night, this morning, and now my goal is like just get so much work done today. I'm in work mode. I'll do a break for my core and mobility. And really at this point, we're just waiting for race day. First of all, what I wanted to say was the fact that you feel like shit. This is gonna sound crazy, but like, that's amazing because my worst fear or nightmare would be like ending it and being like, I had more gas in the tank. Before I send this next voice note, Jenna Hong, if you do not watch her YouTube channel, you absolutely should. We like geek out on both marathon training and YouTube via voice note all the time. I think this started because I had her on my podcast and now we're like voice note pen pals. And she just ran the Marine Corps Marathon in under 2 hours 2 days ago. So I've been like, tell me everything. Okay, as far as having girls, no like best friends, which honestly I like because of all my friends. It's like everyone's coming out to see me, but because there's so many, like I go to run clubs and there's so many New York run talk creators that I've met. It's a lunch break, if you will, and I just went and did a little grocery shop and I had like a very weird craving for me. I am not able to eat sushi. I discovered I have a sushi allergy a few years ago, and I basically get food poisoning for the entire next day. But I've been craving sushi today, so I went and got like a veggie roll from the grocery store. It's like the raw fish that I can't do. And then I have some chicken sausage in the fridge that I will have as my protein. Weird lunch, but you know when something random just sounds great? By the time I turned on the camera, my sushi was gone. And this is why I don't like sushi as a meal, because I eat it in 5 seconds and then I'm upset and sad. So back to work. posted a Q&A on Instagram about the marathon coming up, so there were really good questions, so I figured we'd kind of just also do the Q&A here. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give it a follow. Let's talk race day prep and where I'm at, because guys, I have a new lease on life today. Woke up, went to hot yoga. I think I was PMSing too close to the sun. Everything's fine. I'm excited again. And I had some epiphanies that I'm going to talk through in this part of the series, because I think I got in my head about time goals and pace and whatnot and lost the plot a little bit, and like we're back. I'm now back to being really excited, but let's go through these questions. Okay, someone wrote, if you've never run more than 6 to 7 miles, can you honestly train for and run a marathon? Absolutely. There's like the mindset of it all of that is like what that reads to me is limiting belief, and like trust me, I had them when I first started running, but absolutely anyone can train for anything. There are people in wheelchairs running the marathon. In terms of injury prevention and all of that, there is definitely like a way to go about it, because the worst thing that you can do is dive in to a plan that is meant for like someone like Ethan who's ran 4 and whose body is used to it, and you start following a random PDF guide and doing 50 miles a week. For reference, I'm doing under 30 a week, and you get totally injured. So there's a way to go about it. And I can only speak from personal experience, but I really loved doing a half marathon first for many reasons. The first reason being like that injury prevention, priming your body and all of that, because I mean, in this question, it says never ran more than 6 to 7 miles. When I started training for half marathon, the most I had run was a 5K, which is 3 miles. And that was only a few weeks before I signed up for the half marathon. I was like already kind of wanting to do a half marathon when I decided to try running 3 miles for the first time. And that was actually documented on TikTok and everything. So whole journey's there. But my point is the long runs in a half marathon training cycle are gonna range like in the beginning from maybe like 4 miles to the end will be like 10, sometimes 11 miles. You're gonna slowly be working up from like 4 to 11 over that half marathon training cycle, which is a great way to start getting your body adjusted to longer distance running. And doing that once, and then the second time for a faster pace and training in a little bit of a different way with more speed work and whatnot the second time, I found to be like the absolute best way to have a full year to get my body easing into longer distance running, and also my mental strength preparing for longer distance running, like just all of it. So I think that's a great way to do it. And then just to put it into perspective, my first long run in marathon training, the first week was maybe 8 miles, second week was 10 miles, third week I was running a half marathon. If you had told me before I trained for a half marathon that I had to run 10 miles the second week of training, like I remember how it felt when I started half marathon training. I was having Achilles heel issues, like my body was not used to running. And there was like some slight injuries that happen at first because your body's like very confused. So in terms of injury prevention and whatnot, I would definitely recommend starting with a half, because my second reason really quick was also it gets you so adjusted and used to a training schedule, long run Sundays. How are you prepping? How are you fueling? What is a race day like? And getting there in your bib and the expo and all that. It's just a really great way to get adjusted to the whole culture around it, because marathon training is really overwhelming and intense, whether you've done it 10 times or 0 times. So I think just like the half is a great place to start. Okay, next question. Do you have any mantras you use to get through a long run? Great question. I do, and I would say that they kind of just come to me, to be honest. Like the best mantras are the ones that you just intuitively know you need during a long run or a race. And one that came to me during the half marathon that slips it back into my mind during some harder long runs is, and this might not work for you, honestly, when people tell me their mantras, I'm like, yeah, not hitting. That's why I'm like, let it come to you. But I just kept saying to myself, all you have to do is run. And I think why that helped me is you get really in your head. During a long run that's not a race, you start to be like, what if I just, you start to kind of talk yourself out of the run. And you're like, maybe I should listen to my body, which maybe sometimes you should, but usually it's just an excuse because you just want to stop, or at least it is for me. So I start to talk myself out of it, and then I try to talk myself back into it. And I think when there's all that chatter, me saying all you have to do is run is kind of just blocking out all that mental noise. How about we forget the pros, the cons, all of it, and like if we just run, we'll be done soon. Like that just helps me All you have to do is run. Let's stop complicating it. And then other than that, sometimes on an uphill, I'll say easy effort because I don't want to gas out by like getting my heart rate really high and struggling on an uphill. So I'll say easy effort, and it kind of like calms me down. And then other than that, it's mostly girl math, to be honest with you. And I love this question because I feel into the run, out of the run, and the girl math, just for like an example. I think I said it in the last vlog or 2 vlogs ago when I was on my 21-mile run that I like was really struggling through. I had 9 miles left and I wanted to stop so badly, which has never really happened to me on a long run, like wanting to stop that early into what I'm supposed to do. So instead of focusing on, which I initially was, that there's 9 miles left, I started saying just 1 loop because the Central Park loop was 6 miles, and then I just had to run flat a few miles home. So instead of harping on the 9 miles of it all, I would say just 1 loop, just 1 loop. It's the girl math of like changing it to, instead of 6 miles, the number 1 sounds so much easier. So stop focusing on mileage. It's just like just 1 loop. We've done this a million times before, just 1 loop. So that was like repeating in my head. Just 1 loop, and then you get to run home on flat land because the loop is really hilly. So that really helps too. It's just like girl mathing it. But then you also have to be aware, like after I was like doing that and doing so much girl math, that's when it's like shut up and run, let's think about something else. Like you gotta disassociate, put on a song, like we gotta stop thinking at a certain point. Any podcast recs for long runs? Also, what was your pace when you first started versus now? Podcast recs, I'm a huge podcast girl, not really during a run, because I like it on slower runs, like a couple miles in the morning. And in that case, I actually like more entertaining. It can't be too boring. So like Scrubbing In or What We Said podcast, I like more of a hanging with the girls than like learning about health and wellness. There was one long run where I listened to the New York Road Runners, which is the people who put on the New York City Marathon. I listened to their podcast and got like advice about the race. And that was actually kind of inspiring. Oh, also Hurdle podcast. Hurdle by Emily Abate, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She has a great runners podcast that's really approachable. And I've tried a bunch of runners podcasts. I don't like them. I love hers. So if you're in the mood to get inspired about running, that's a great one. And then my pace, I mean, my first half marathon ever, I ran it in 2:10, which was, let's say 9:40. I don't really know. I'd have to dig it up. My second marathon, I trained to do a sub 2. So that was like a 9-minute mile. And now for this marathon, I've been spiraling because originally it was like just under 4:30, because that's like a 10-minute pace, 4:30. Then I realized that I was doing all my long runs at like a 9:20 to 9:30, on fresher legs 9:20, and that was me like kind of cruising, not pushing the pace intentionally, but like feeling good. So then I was like, my Garmin watch told me I could do like a 3:40, which is not true. Thinks I'm a superhero because every time I, stop for water or to pee or stop my runs, I stop my watch. So it thinks I'm a superhero. But then to be completely honest, I started getting in my head about a sub 4 over the last week and a half. And then you start really needing to, similar to my half where I was doing a sub 2 hour, really focusing on the pace the entire race. I didn't slow down for my friends. I was 20 seconds behind pace. So I'm kind of changing my perspective. I'm going to try the 10-10-10 rule. I think it's like first 10 miles is a warm up, next 10 miles is a run, last 10K is a race. So like that last 6 miles is when you can really see what gas you have left in the tank, and you want to have gas left in the tank. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to pace myself out to understand what a sub 4 looks like, which is about 9-minute pace. But I'm going to kind of see what it looks like with the hills and everything using Garmin Pace Pro. We'll talk about all this when I prep for the race a little more in detail, like in a few days. So stay tuned for when we do that in a future vlog. Next question, are you excited? Today I am. Like I said, I got really in my head. I've been excited and pumped the entire training cycle, and then I got in my head and nervous, and I think I PMS'd a little too close to the sun, but we are back today, baby, and we're good. I changed my perspective and just realized, like, this is your first race. I want to focus on soaking in the moment and getting good content also, and just research purposes. I know that I want to be like a marathon girl. I want to do a lot more in my lifetime and travel to do them with Ethan, and I don't need to do a sub 4, my first one ever. I would actually way prefer have the best time and still a time I'm proud of, and then the next one could be a time goal, similar to what I did with my half marathon. So releasing that pressure has made me back to being really excited again. And yeah, the sub 4 thing, I think I just got in my head looking at other runners, and that is really stupid. I have no idea how my body feels at that distance at all with all of the adrenaline and overwhelm. I have no idea how I'm gonna feel feel. So we're just gonna try to have our best race. And that's really it. We're still gonna use strategy and be aware of our pace and all of that, but I'm not ruining my first race. You have to focus on a million different things. I'm not also focusing on a strict pace goal. No, her PMS fucked with her, we're back. So do not expect any time for me other than hopefully like under 420, which was always my initial goal. Okay, one last question. When do you start carbo loading? So I'm gonna start tomorrow, Thursday, and I think there's like this misconception that carbo loading is just like the night before you pig out and have like the biggest meal possible, chicken parm, all the things, but like that would kill my stomach. And the more runners I've spoken to, including Matt James, they completely agree and don't do that. So my run coach recommended start a few days early and spread out the carb load. So you still will get the same amount of carbs in and they'll be in your system, but spread them out. Add a sweet potato into dinner, add sourdough to your eggs, adding carbs in basically to every meal more than you normally would have. And there's some math to that. Like my run coach has somewhere like the specific amount of grams that I want to have more per day or whatever, but I haven't looked at that yet. So again, that'll be in a vlog closer to race day. I'm gonna go quickly hop on therapy. Of course, it's like right when I'm feeling better, therapy. I'm gonna go hop on therapy and then I actually think I'm gonna go early vote after this. And then I gotta work for the rest of the day, so gotta get some things done first. Once again, wanna get a lot of work done because closer we get to race day and right after race day, it's gonna be really hard to work and focus. So I'm gonna try to get ahead. I just exercised my right to vote. I just voted. It always feels so empowering, honestly. I don't know. I just feel so proud and whenever I'm there. So I voted, and now we're just gonna make a quick breakfast and post up for the day. I start carbo loading tomorrow, so I kind of want to eat like super clean today, like protein, maybe a salad. I've been eating a lot of carbs, and then Thursday through Sunday, I'm really gonna eat a lot of carbs, and I just don't want to feel so heavy today. I've been feeling heavy from my period and everything all week. So I'm gonna have a pretty clean eating day. Not that carbs are not clean. I'm gonna be eating a lot of healthy, complex carbs over the next few days. But I just mean like, I'm just coming off of the period bloat and everything. And you know, when you're just like, I need a salad. That's the kind of day I want to have today, because once you're eating carbs every day for like 4 days straight, you kind of get sick of it. So I'm like, let's eat something else today. Good morning. I've been having such slow mornings. I still wake up at 6 a.m. and it's 9 a.m. Haven't done anything, but I'm enjoying it this week because we need to rest as much as possible. So I'm gonna go for a 2-mile run and run right to Sephora. I left my Crown Affair gel at Ethan's house in Long Island, and I ran out of my day cream, and I just want my hair to be slick properly for race day. So I'm gonna run 2 miles, run to Sephora, and then film a plan with me. And you guys, I have a lot of work to do, but after that, we're going to the expo. So let's get that run in. This is the second to last run before the weekend. Holy shit. Okay, I think we're gonna do it at close to race pace, just because usually she has my RPE, rate of perceived effort, my run coach, as 10 to 12, which is like fairly light for a recovery run, but she has it at 12 to 13, which is like somewhat hard. So I have a feeling she wants me to get a little warmer and like just go a little faster, not like 10-minute, but maybe closer to 9:20. That'll be fun. Let's get our run in. How many times am I gonna say that? I'm like spiraling, guys. I'm so excited for the expo. I told Ethan I have a lot of content I want to make with him there. I want to do a lot of fun trending sounds. So we're gonna have fun. It's also Halloween. Happy Halloween. We're gonna do a little walk in the West Village later because I love walking around there. If you're in New York City, especially if you just moved here or something, go to the West Village on Halloween at like 7 o'clock. It is so cute. It's swarming with little kids trick-or-treating, and it's just like all the townhomes are decorated. I love every year just like walking around there. So, but I'm just so happy with like the turn of my mood. I'm now so excited about the race, and that's a really good place to be. So I'm gonna, for these 2 miles, play my race day playlist so I can like delete songs that are not it. Because mainly I like to listen to different playlists and add songs to my running playlist, but now I'm like, I gotta trim the fat because there's 300 songs on there, and there's definitely some that like I'm annoyed by now or just don't hit. So I'm gonna spend these 2 miles kind of like refreshing my playlist. We're running a marathon in 3 days. That was really fun to like visualize race day.
seeing my friends and all that, like with the hype music, and I was cutting out any music that wasn't doing it for me. But also got really hard towards the end because I did like race pace, but I've heard during tapering, you're like, you think you forget how to run. You're like, why is this hard? And it's just like panic, but adrenaline kicks in the day of. So I've already told myself, if the pace isn't feeling good, you slow it down. Like, this is my first marathon and probably the only one where time won't matter as much to me, so I want to embrace that. I like to prove to myself I can do hard things, so I don't like to half-ass anything. As long as I feel like I gave it my all in a smart way, and I gave it my all towards the end, not the beginning, I'll be happy. I'm like obsessed with Gracie Abrams music. What I'm doing right now is actually one of my only clients that isn't, it is a podcast, but this is more like YouTube strategy. So once a month or once every other month, I meet with Erica, my meditation teacher, and just kind of review her YouTube channel, what's working, what's not, what she can do differently, answer any questions for her and her assistant. And so I'm kind of just doing some research, scrolling through her channel. It's a really fun way for me to break up just like not only editing and having some other client work.
Hey, it's me, Ethan. It's not cool to lie to your dad.
What are you doing? You want attention because you're not going to do what you were supposed to do. I can't hear anything.
Okay, we're going to the expo to get our bibs and everything, and we have to go a little early before the work crowd comes because we're trying to change Ethan's start time. They got it all wrong. They got his time all wrong. Baby's first Marathon Expo. Ethan! It says welcome runners, it's us.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hi. It will move you. Ethan, you see that shit? How cool would it be to be one of the people in like the main like advertisement photos?
Amazing.
What do you don't?
I want a blue one.
They're all different? Oh cool, we're gonna coordinate. Thank you so much.
Always think that.
Running a fucking marathon, baby. Okay, I got my merch. I'll do a little merch haul later. Now we're taking our picture and then we're gonna get our goos and stuff. And then I have Ethan on. Oh, that's a cool one. All right, we're gonna take a picture in front of this little wall. Carbo load begins. It's 7 a.m. I'm just working this morning. No workout today. I'm gonna start the next part of this series, which is gonna be the prep. It's Friday. We are 2 days away. I have so much to do. I have so many events today, so stay tuned for the next vlog. But yesterday was so fun. We had the best time. We just like stayed there for definitely over an hour. We took pictures together. We made a TikTok. We got some more gels. We just totally like enjoyed ourselves, and I got some merch. That's what I want to show you before I end up the vlog actually. Okay, first we got this hat. I figured it would be really cute, just like, you know, to wear as a hat. I figured if my hair is disgusting and I don't want to wash it and I want to just like go get a beer, I could throw this hat on and it says finisher on the back. And they had like running hats, but I just wanted a baseball cap to wear, you know, when I travel on planes and on the flights and whatnot. I'm going to New Orleans 2 days after the marathon, so maybe I'll put this on. It's like the perfect baseball cap fit. Cute, subtle, beige, we love it. And then it's really chaotic, so I feel like I didn't really get to see everything there was, but I felt like this was just a perfect. I'm just gonna decide what I'm in the mood for after. There's a chance I put this one on. But anyway, after the race, I'm gonna like eat a bagel, relax, shower, and then grab a beer at night. So I'm either gonna wear the hat or I'll probably throw this on with leggings. A New Balance really comfy sweatshirt. I got a large because it was kind of like fitted, but it's perfectly oversized. And then the back is really cute. It's a hoodie. And I always need more hoodies. Like I feel like all my sweatshirts are crew necks. So it's perfect. Anyway, really cute merch. Everything was New Balance. 2 days away. I'll see you in the next vlog.